All right, so foul trouble for Grambling State in that first half of play. They should get Christian back in, who is the SWAC Player of the Year, #1 for Grambling State. He had 3 personal fouls. You saw Jonathan Aku toward the end of that first half back in. He had 2 personals, and then Joshua Phillips has 3 for Coach Dante Jackson and company. So perhaps a much different second half, but they got to dig themselves out of a 13-point hole.
But with 3 fouls, Cameron Christian has to still play as though he's in foul trouble, because a 4th will send him back to the bench. So he's got to be able to play aggressive, but yet not foul.
Cowart, good strong drive to start this second half for Grambling State. He puts it in.
Cowart, who had 18 points in their semifinal win, gets off to a great start here in the second half, as we see Grambling State come out in a zone defensively, trying to protect their guys in foul trouble.
And Corey Cowart picks up his first points of the evening. He is now 1 for 5 from the field for Grambling State, and the shot no good by Walker. He wanted a foul.
Like the adjustment by Dante Jackson coming out in the second half, going zone. Didn't show any zone in the first half at all, so that he doesn't give Johnny Jones opportunity to prepare his team.
Christian for 3. That is no good, and it goes all the way back out to Cowart, who now takes it in, and he's fouled. Colby Granger picks up his 3rd for Texas Southern.
Texas Southern foul number 14, Colby Granger, his 3rd in the contest.
Opportunity right here on really the second possession of this second half for Grambling State to make this a single-digit game, which it hasn't been for a very long time. You got to think about the great start that Texas Southern was able to get out to, and you have to honestly say they didn't take advantage of all their opportunities. They really should have had a much bigger lead going into the halftime locker room.
Yeah, it could have been about a 20-point lead the way that they were playing and knocking down shots and rebounding and second chance opportunities on the offensive end, but not that many were converted. And Cowart has put it in now to make it a 9-point game.
And I'm sure that's one of the things that Coach Jackson talked to his team about at halftime. Guys, we didn't play well, but yet we're still right there able to make this a game. And they come out with the right mindset to start the second half.
Last time Grambling State was in this SWAC championship game, 2011. They lost to the #4 seed that year, and now they're trying to win their first ever championship and go to the first ever NCAA tournament. And the second half is starting out much better. Here comes Moten. No, the tip, no good. Another try, it's there. And that time it was a coup.
And you see the energy is back in the building for the Grambling State faithful. And right now there's just a little more bounce to their step than we saw in the first half.
13-point deficit is down to 7. And inside, coming back for the bucket, is Barnes. First basket of the second half for Texas Southern.
And that's a big bucket right there. It stops the run shortly for Texas Southern. But to see the basketball go through the hoop, knowing that they would not go through that same drought, as Aku steps out and knocks down the mid-range jumper, showing off his scoring touch. Was scoreless last night, has been much more effective here this afternoon.
Almost more made field goals in this second half. You feel like that they've had the entire first half. And a couple free throws mixed in as well, but a big 3 that goes in from John Walker III.
The SWAC Impact Player of the Week, having an impact here to start this second half. He had his imprint all over the game in the first half as well.
Munford on the take. It's not there. And a good box out that time in the interior by Carl Nicholas. And he got hit in the stomach.
Yeah, Koo is fortunate not to have gotten a foul on that possession. Very aggressive over the back.
Inside here for Barnes, and he does it again.
Now you see the maturity of Texas Southern. They took that punch early from Grambling State to start this second half, but they responded just like that, pushing the lead back to 12.
5 quick points. Munford, the extra pass in the corner, a 3-ball by Christian. It's not there, and the rebound Texas Southern. They're on the run. Henry, and he sails it past Walker. But, I mean, you think about it, right, Corey? All that effort by Grambling State to start the second half. They're playing well. It was a 13-point deficit at halftime. It's now 12.
And they cut it down to 7 at one point. And they have the energy, the momentum on their side. And then Barnes makes that mid-range jumper to get things going back in favor of Texas Southern.
Yeah, the 5 quick ones in a row. The 3-pointer and the basket inside. 38-26. Texas Southern trying to win their 3rd consecutive SWAC championship. They've been in the title game 8 of the last 9 years, and they come up with this one as Carl Nicholas has it.
And that's just a reckless play by Coward right there. Just pull it back out. You don't have anything, but turning the basketball over is only hurting your chances.
Henry for 3. Little long rebound by Aku.
Yeah, Henry just has not been able to get it going throughout this game.
2 for 8 3 balls for Texas Southern, and
that's another block. Yeah, that's another block for John Walker III. That'll be his 5th block shot of this game.
He's been excellent defensively. And offensively, he leads the way with 13 points. He leads all scorers in this game, 24. He's got it now. Henry picks up his dribble, 5 to shoot. Deep ball, and that's right into the hands of Munford. Coward to the corner, 3-ball Munford, he's got it.
A great recognition by Coward, knowing exactly who was going to be open after he comes off that screen and roll action, and knowing exactly where the ball needs to go, putting it on the dime to Munford, was able to knock down the corner 3.
Coming up on 5 minutes gone by in this second half. Barnes to the fake. Got it knocked out of his hands. Whose ball is it? It stays with Texas Southern when we return. Second half underway. It was a 13-point Texas Southern lead at the break. It is now down to 9. 5 minutes gone by. You're watching the 2023 SWAC Championship game from Birmingham, Alabama.
In March, we move up ladders and into game on.
When it's tournament time, we don't go big. We go bigger.
Game on.
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
Game on.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything.
Game on.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
As promised, 2-time national champion A.J. McCarron.
My oldest son, he's sick.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
Game on. In March, we move up ladders and into...
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
The SEC tournament final tomorrow at 1 o'clock on ESPN from Nashville, Alabama, Texas A&M. They met in the final day of the regular season, and Texas A&M at home, Corey, won 67-61. Now they meet for the championship.
Yeah, and give both these teams a lot of credit, of course, advancing in the SEC men's tournament to the championship game. Alabama knocking off Missouri. Dennis Gates and his group had a great season, and Jerry Stackhouse and Vanderbilt, the SEC tournament coming to an end, but they're one of those teams on the bubble that could possibly have a chance of getting into the NCAA tournament, as Barnes couldn't get the basketball in bounds. They're taking the timeout to avoid the turnover.
So Texas Southern takes a stoppage here. They've got 2 timeouts remaining for the rest of the game. They lead by 9 with 5 minutes gone by in the second half.
The The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
Game on.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
Game on.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And the Handle Extreme?
Game on.
In March, we move up ladders and into... In March, we move up ladders and into...
What an awesome day tomorrow. We get you started at 12 o'clock Eastern with college basketball live to get the day going. And then at 6 o'clock, Reese and the guys getting you set for the field of 68 as the brackets are announced. Then bracketology at 7 o'clock. We got the women's selection special at 8. We'll go over both brackets, men's and women's, at 10 o'clock Eastern all day tomorrow. ESPN, ESPN2 is going to be fun.
Full day of college basketball, Selection Sunday. One of the best days for many. Worst days for others.
Right.
It'll be a great day for one of these two teams.
For Texas Southern, they win here today. Third consecutive SWAC championship. Another appearance in the NCAA tournament. For Grambling State, if they win, their first ever appearance in the big dance. They're trying to mount the comeback. They're down by 9, and they've got it. Crossover here from Cowart. Brings it back up to the top. Mumford fakes to the 3, takes it in. That is an offensive foul. Really good job by David Barnes to take the charge for Texas Southern.
And we've seen it all night from Texas Southern. Guys laying their bodies on the line, taking charges, diving after loose balls, whatever's necessary to help their team win this game. And again, coming into the SWAC tournament as the 8th seed, but this is no average 8th seed team. They've dealt with injuries, they've dealt with illness all season long. But this team was picked preseason #1 to win the SWAC this year.
That's how crazy this year has been, right? They were the preseason #1 team. They barely made it into the tournament, losing their final 3 games of the regular season. Now here they are for a chance for 3 straight. They lost to this Grambling State team twice during the regular season by 13 and 19. Ball gets trickled out to the corner and put it up to 3. It's a shot clock violation as Carl Nicholas had to put it up. No foul, violation, Grambling State possession.
But that's been the calling card for Grambling State all season long. They won with their defense. That's how they got to this point. That's why they're the #2 seed in the SWAC. And you see another great defensive possession. Not even allowing a shot as the shot clock goes off. To get a clean look.
Well, you think about it defensively in the last meeting versus Texas Southern, they only gave up 46 points in that game.
Yeah, that was a struggle for Texas Southern, but those questions have been answered in this one.
And a foul is going the other way. It's on Grambling State, and they're going to call it on Jonathan Aku, and that's his 3rd underneath the basket.
And give Nicholas a lot of credit. He's been battling. He's undermanned when you talk about going up against Aku as far as his height and weight. But he's been battling with Aku the entire evening long on each and every possession.
9-point lead for Texas Southern. Been stuck on this here for a few minutes. Pulling up, Barnes, yes.
That's his bet move right there. Even though Barnes is a sophomore, you can see he has a level of maturity to his game.
He's got 11 points. And a foul is going to be called here as Cotton went right into Carl Nicholas that time. Nicholas picks up his third personal. Carl Nicholas scored 1,000 points earlier this year, along with his teammate John Walker the third. There's the foul.
Yeah, Nicholas, second team all SWAC this year. Really the heart and soul of this team. Rebounding, defending, doing all the dirty work.
Cotton's got it for Grambling State. Cowart, the extra pass. Munford works it inside. Aku got it.
Aku has been much more aggressive offensively in this championship game than even in the semifinals. And playing with those 2 fouls early, now with 3 fouls. But you can see his value to this Grambling State team.
He's got 7 points. Munford leads the team with 10. Then they try to go underneath to Walker, and throwing it over the top of his head was Carl Nicholas that time with a turnover for Texas Southern. They thought about trying to get it inside for Aku. Instead, it reverses it over to Munford. Tough fadeaway. It's a little long. Rebound by David Barnes. Colby Granger. Almost 8 minutes gone by here in the second half here in the championship. Barnes. That's an offensive. Before he dished it off, it was Cameron Christian that took the charge, and it takes us to a timeout.
Risky play, but smart play by Cameron Christian, the SWAC Player of the Year, stepping up with 3 fouls, taking that charge. Fortunately for Grambling State, they got that call. If not, it would have been detrimental to their chances. But Christian showing his leadership, and right now his team trails by 9.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire
When it's tournament time, we don't go big. We go bigger.
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that...
I'm not a data wizard, but I am an investor in Invesco QQQ, which gives me access to innovations like...
Didn't expect to see me so soon, huh?
Jay's back?
Well, I invest in a fund that fuels innovation. Come on, ref, that's a foul.
Jay? Wow, let's take a closer, what the?
Her release speed deviated only point...
Come on, ref, that's a foul.
Jay?
I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that...
When it's tournament time, we don't go big. We go bigger.
I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm, hot.
Welcome back. Texas Southern leads it 40-31 over Grambling State here with 11:59 to play in the SWAC championship game. What about in the American title game? That's tomorrow. So Houston knocks off Cincinnati here, Corey, today. 69-48, no trouble there. But Marcus Sasser, their top player, left the game with a groin strain. We'll see how that affects him for tomorrow. And more than likely, they'll be taking on Memphis, who is crushing Tulane right now, 45-19. Still over 17 minutes left in that game, but Memphis comfortably in front.
But you know, anytime Houston and Memphis get together, it's normally an instant classic. Two teams coached very well by, of course, Kelvin Sampson and Penny Hardaway, and it will be a battle for the American championship as well. If Marcus Sasser is unable to play, that would be a huge loss for Houston.
Well, and for their tournament hopes as well, too. So we'll have to wait and see. 31-2, the Houston Cougars right now trying to stay in their home state and win it all this year in Houston. We'll see what happens. Ball is tapped out of bounds by Grambling State. Texas Southern possession.
And another opportunity there for Grambling State to cut into that lead. Lingering at about 9 for the majority of this second half, but still unable to really make a dent into that lead and start to put some pressure on Texas Southern.
Barnes, 11 points, 2 behind Walker for the team high for Texas Southern. There is Walker, misses on the runner. Aku, you're right, he's been big today in the second half when he's got back in.
Well, you remember all of the offensive rebounds that Texas Southern was getting in the first half. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that Aku was on the bench. Well, now he comes up with a defensive rebound, and then an offensive rebound on this side of the floor allows Grambling State to be able to make it a 7-point game.
Hang on tight here. Cowart with the basket, 40-33. Still a ton of time remaining in this game. Barnes of the crossover. Lost it. Stays with Texas Southern. Chris Craig's coming back in. And Walker's going to the bench. Nice feed into the interior, and it's Carl Nicholas, and he got fouled.
Great execution by Texas Southern. Coach Jackson not happy about his team. Miscommunication, 2 guys going with the shooter, allowing Nicholas to have a free run to the basket.
Cowart with the foul, and here is Nicholas. Postseason play so drastically different here, especially here in the tournament games. Texas Southern 9-2 all time against Grambling. Last time that Grambling State beat Texas Southern here, the SWAC tournament, was 1988. What do we got here? Offensive foul. Aku, we can't believe it. Taking the charge is Carl Nicholas, and Aku, Corey, now has 4 personals.
He has 4 personals, and give Nicholas a lot of credit. He didn't wait for the first bump. He knew exactly what was going to happen and pretty much anticipates it. Gets his body in legal guarding position. He knows what's going to happen when he's defending Aku on the block. Smart play by Nicholas on that possession.
And how much of that is playing this team, right? Third time this season. You understand people's tendencies. You're watching the film, and then he makes the play there.
Familiarity. That's it. That's one of the reasons why so many things change in conference play. You're familiar with each other's styles and personnel.
Almost at the halfway point of this second half. Barnes controls it for Texas Southern. Inside for Nicholas. The scooping shot is too strong. Fight for it. And a foul is called. It's going to be on Texas Southern. Chris Craig.
Once again, guys getting on the floor after the basketball. Loose ball. And you see Craig just diving in like on the, what do you call that, the dog pile?
The tackle, yeah. Touchdown. Second foul on Craig. 14th foul, Texas Southern. Driving in is Christian, he got it.
And Christian has been relatively quiet throughout this game, but that's a big basket right there. Now a 6-point lead as Grambling State chips away.
This is the closest that Grambling State has come in a long time. It's early in the first half. Crossover is Barnes. Finds Craig. Too strong. The follow, no, but a foul is called. And it's going to be Barnes to the free throw line. Coward with a second.
I'll tell you this, I've loved this matchup. Watching Barnes play against Cameron Christian, the SWAC player of the year, but you can see that David Barnes is up to the challenge. He's been aggressive from the start on both ends of the floor.
$12 points now for him. 4 of 5 at the free throw line. He's also got 5 rebounds. And Coach Jones' team, I mean, the message, right? You can't lay off the gas. I mean, I know they're up 13 points at the half, and there's a lot of time here left in this one now. It's back up to 8.
Oh, it's an eternity in the college basketball game. Still 9.5 minutes to play. Anything can happen at this point, and if you're Texas Southern, it's important to continue to be aggressive. And for Grambling State, they've got to find a way to turn stops into scores.
And possibly hit some more shots from the outside. Here they go. They try it. They hit it. That's Tremichael Moten. And just the second 3-ball made today for Grambling State. They're within 5.
That feels good, doesn't it? When you call it, you dial it up for them.
I was thinking about it. Like, they've been awful from beyond the arc, and now they finally hit another. It's their second made 3. It's a big one. Here's Barnes. He pulls up. No. Offensive rebound. No again. That time it was Granger, and here is Grambling State getting the rebound. And a chance to cut into it even more. Another 3, Moten. He's feeling it, and he got fouled. Granger fouls him, and Moten's going to have 3 free throws.
As my guy Mike Corey called it, Moten delivered, and then on the second possession, pulls up from 3, unable to get it, but will get 3 free throws and an opportunity to make this a 1-possession game.
They were kept in check all game long from the outside. They just hit a 3, and now Moten was fouled shooting a 3, and he's got a chance for 6 straight here to really put Grambling State in striking distance, still with 8:38 to go.
In the first half, we saw what looked to be a fatigued team with Grambling State. But in this second half, and they got off to a 7-0 run to start the second half, and we saw some energy, some life back into the lineup. Texas Southern responded with a run of their own, but now you find Grambling State with an opportunity to make this a 2-point game, and now we've got a brand new ball game, folks.
How about it? Moten knocks them all down. 3 free throws. It's 43-41. Texas Southern's lead has been cut to 2. It was 13 at the half. Henry gets it to Barnes. Gilliam. Carl Nicholas. For P.J. Henry, there's 3 seconds to shoot. Henry up top, Nicholas. They're not going to get it off. It's a shot clock violation that does not count as Gilliam hit the 3, but it was way late. They want to check it just to make sure, but
yeah, that was close.
Not close.
Yeah, that's not even close. This won't take long at all. When you consider we had an opportunity to look and watch Gilliam with the basketball in his hands, and then look and see the light going off. So I can respect the officials going over and checking it, and we knew it would be a quick one.
What has happened here, Corey?
Well, what has happened is Grambling State's picked it up defensively. You see another shot clock violation. This is the second shot clock violation they've drawn on Texas Southern here in this second half alone. And they've been a completely different team coming out at halftime locker room. They looked fatigued in the first half, but they found some life, and now an opportunity to tie or even take a lead on this possession.
Texas Southern has led by as many as 17. Bodie got fouled again. Oh, they didn't call it. Misses on the three. Thought he got hit. And here comes Barnes. And he is fouled. So, wow, that's a huge swing there. What did you see, Corey?
Yeah, I didn't see a foul on that one.
Okay.
I saw an attempt to get a call, but I like the job the officials did by not calling it. But this time, both did knock down the three, and he's made it a game, 2-point game here.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything.
Sure, it's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
Sure, it's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
In March, we move up ladders and into...
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
Sure, it's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
In March, we move up ladders and into...
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything.
In March, we move up ladders and into...
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
Texas Southern led by as many as 17 in this game. It is a 2-point lead now with 7 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the SWAC championship game from Birmingham, Alabama. How about Dante Jackson's group here, Corey, the way they've mounted the comeback?
Well, they fought back. I mean, again, they've been able to do it with some stingy defense here in this second half, and they got their offense going. It was a struggle offensively the entire first half for Grambling State, but they've been able to find their rhythm here in this second half, and their defense has picked up because of it.
Still a 2-point lead for Texas Southern. They have possession. Nicholas back up top here for P.J. Henry. Henry floats it into the corner for Gilliam. Oh, he was out of bounds on the sideline. Big turnover there.
And another opportunity for Grambling State to tie or take a lead, which would be a huge mountain to cross, especially after everything they've been through throughout this entire game.
Grambling State has yet to lead in this game today. Christian. Moten has had a hot hand from the outside. He takes it inside. The runner is good, and we're tied at 43.
Moten has been the answer here in the second half to all the offensive challenges that Grambling State saw in the first half.
He's got 10 points, and he ties his teammate Munford for the team high. 43 all, 7 minutes remaining. Henry spins, floats it up, it's rejected. That was Joshua Phillips inside for Grambling State. They've got a chance to take their first lead of the day. Moten. Oh, and he got fouled by Barnes. That is the 6th team foul, however, so the next one, they're in the bonus.
Grambling State continuing to do the job defensively. Joshua Phillips coming up with a huge block shot, maintaining possession for Grambling State, and now an opportunity to take their first lead of this ball game.
Corey, 4 fouls now on David Barnes. Got to watch that. Here's the 3 ball the way. It is no good. Almost by Christian, in and out. And the Grambling State fans sort of went berserk here, as there would have been their first lead of the day.
Yeah, but Christian got a great look on that possession. Nice execution.
Now it's Walker spinning. No. Trying to stay with it. Big rebound by Barnes. Walker making Henry relocates, and he trades a 3. That's P.J. Henry.
And Texas Southern needed that bucket. P.J. Henry, 26 points last night, has struggled from the field throughout this game, but steps up and makes a big shot when his team needs him most.
Texas Southern just 3 of 10 from three-point range here. That one was huge with just under 6 minutes to go. They're back up 3. Cotton. Caught midair, but gets it back. And now he's fouled. And there's going to be free throws coming here for Grambling State. John Walker with his second 17 foul, 1-and-1 here. Got bailed out on that play, Corey.
Yeah, that should have been a, I guess we would have to call that a travel. Jumping in the air to pass it, letting the basketball go, picking it up. Got away with one there. Of course, the Texas Southern bench was not happy about it.
Cotton with a 1-and-1. Big front half here. Got it. 12 of 17 at the free throw line as a team is Grambling State.
Well, they picked it up. They started out 5 of their first 10. So since then, no misses, made their last 7 free throws. And that's another area where they've been able to get back into this game, make it 8 in a row for Grambling State to bring this game back to a 1-point game with 5:42 remaining.
You saw Coach Jackson there looking for his 100th career win at Grambling State. The co-coach of the year has got his team right back in it. They trail by only 1 here in the title game.
In March, we move up ladders and into...
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything...
Oh, it's daylight saving time.
What's the big deal?
What's the big...
Fresh warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund.
Oh, it's daylight saving time.
What's the big deal?
What's the big...
Oh, it's daylight saving time.
We welcome you back. Champ Week presented by Principal here today from Birmingham, Alabama, Bartow Arena, home of UAB, winner to the NCAA tournament. You're watching the 2023 SWAC championship game. Mike Corey and Corey Alexander. What a game now. It is coming down to it. 5:42 left. It's a 1-point affair after Texas Southern had a lead by as many as 17 in this one.
And Mike, this is the first time we've come back from commercial and seeing Grambling State fans standing up.
Yeah.
They've been sitting down the entire game. Their team hadn't given them much to cheer about until this point, but right now, Coach Jackson finds his team back in a 1-point game. There's a lot of life on the bench and in the stands for the Grambling State Tigers.
They are trying to beat Texas Southern for the 3rd time this year and go to their first ever NCAA tournament. Only their 2nd appearance in the title game. The last one was back in 2011. So much on the line if you're Grambling State. And for Texas Southern, they're trying to make it 3 in a row to go to the tournament. And 3 consecutive SWAC championships. John Walker III. Couple stutter steps. No look pass. He threw it past his teammate Gilliam.
But that one you can't put on Walker. Gilliam stopped. Anytime you go back door, you have to fully commit to it. You see Walker get to a spot, and Gilliam slows down. If he continues to keep his cut, he catches that basketball. Now, he may not be in scoring position, but it won't be a turnover.
I think he was kind of saying my bad there at the end of that play, but you know, his bad may eventually here put Grambling State on top. Moten thinking about the 3. He's been big from the outside. Still with it, hands it off. Cotton driving baseline, corner. Christian relocates, 3 for the lead, and it's nothing but air.
Texas Southern has done the job defensively on Christian coming into the game. Of course, the SWAC player of the year. He has not been able to get it going offensively. There are a number of guys who have been involved in guarding him today.
The runner by Walker not there. Saved from going out of bounds. And that was by Nicholas. He got it to Barnes, and he is fouled. How big was that by Carl Nicholas underneath the basket to keep the play alive?
Well, that's why he's the all SWAC performer this year. As Walker the third unable to even get it to the rim, but Nicholas not giving up on the play, saving the basketball under his basket to his teammate. And Barnes is able to get 2 free throws because of Nicholas' effort.
Cotton was called for the foul, his second for Grambling State. Johnny Jones' group is in a battle here now. A lot of resilience, too, by Grambling State, because think about it, they came out of this second half, right, Corey, really on fire. They cut the lead down, but then right back was Texas Southern with 5 quick ones. They got it back up to 12 again. You could have said, oh, geez, we exerted a lot of effort here, but they kept it going.
Yeah, but you could tell they had a different level of energy to start this second half, and it carried over. Even though Texas Southern was able to make that run, they stuck with it.
Cotton, and he's fouled. He almost got the basket. Or check it, Christian, excuse me. So Cameron Christian to the free throw line. Walker picks up his third for Texas Southern.
In the contest, team foul, Cameron Christian at the line shooting 2.
The SWAC player of the year. 13 points a game, 5.4 rebounds, and 25 in the first meeting versus this Texas Southern team, and he misses the front half.
A couple of NBA scouts actually in the building. I talked to a few guys, asked them, you know, who was their focus, and it was Cameron Christian. He's the guy that they came to see. Hasn't had a great performance, but still with 4:31 remaining has a chance to have an impact on this game.
Graduate student, was originally at Boise State from Allen, Texas. It's 1 of 2. It's a 2-point game, down to 4:31 remaining. Some pressure. They get it in to Henry. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow favors Texas Southern if we get a jump. We come up on 4 minutes left with Barnes. The runner's not there. Moten.
Great job by Nicholas, not giving Moten space. Knows that he will pull up from 3. You've got your 5-man, your center pretty much stepping out guarding the point guard, not giving him an easy opportunity.
Moten trying to use that high ball screen. The shot clock is down to 7. Now it's 1-on-1 here with Carl Nicholas. The step through, he tried to go back on top. The ball is loose, and it's taken away. P.J. Henry's got it for Texas Southern.
Great job defensively by Nicholas, continuing to be impressive without scoring the basketball, doing all the dirty work.
3.5 to go. 15 to shoot. P.J. Henry for Texas Southern. Gets the screen from Carl Nicholas. Now he backs it off. Shot clock. Henry from NBA range. Oh, no way! Cowart back to Christian for the 3 to respond, and he can't do it. Rebound by Carl Nicholas. How big was that shot, Corey?
When the game was tied at 43, P.J. Henry stepped up and made a big 3 to give his team a 3-point lead. And now he does it once again. Only 4 threes made.
Oh, and he does it again.
Henry trying to take over here late.
And driving in on the quick runner is Cowart. It doesn't go. Carl Nicholas gets it up to Barnes. Back to Nicholas. Nothing there and no foul. And bodies are down all over the place. Grambling State back up top. Cotton. He swings it to Moten. The hot hand from 3 ball. That's no good. Rebound right by himself is Phillips, and he lays it in with 2:26 remaining. A lot of crazy action back and forth, and now it's a 5-point game.
You can't say that. You know how you got to say it when you're here, Mike Corey. It's a lot of crazy SWAC going on here in Birmingham, Alabama.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with with a great deal on the Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai.
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
As promised, two-time national champion A.J. McCarron.
My oldest son, he's sick.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before. Where anything...
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business. SWAC championship game today, Birmingham, Alabama, Bartow Arena. And if it's Texas Southern, they'll have won 3 straight. They've been in this title game 8 of the last 9 years. They've got 6 titles. They've lost it twice in that span. Grambling State, though, putting up a fight and a battle here today. They were down by as many as 17. It's a 5-point game. They're looking for their first ever SWAC championship and first ever trip to the NCAA tournament. Mike Corey Alexander, how fun has this been?
It's been great, and when you consider the fact the way that Grambling State was able to come back and make this a game in the second half, you got to give a lot of credit to those Tigers. But on the other end of the floor, Texas Southern responding, building this 5-point lead as we've gotten 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining through this game.
So here we go, Texas Southern possession. P.J. Henry's come up with some huge shots, so I think it's going to be a foul here, and it's going to be on Grambling State. And that's Shondarius Coward, who just plowed right into the screener, Carl Nicholas, and you can't just push him over, and that's exactly what he did.
How many times have we seen Nicholas on the floor throughout this game, whether it's taking a charge, setting a hard screen, getting run over, diving for a loose ball? He's done it all here for his team, and it doesn't all show up, you know, in the stat sheet. But these are winning plays that Nicholas has made.
Misses the front half of the 1-and-1.
So, of course, as I speak him up, he misses the front end of the free throw.
So it's a 5-point game still. Grambling State possession. Moten in the corner. Works it in, dumps it inside. Aku, and he's fouled. Foul on Henry. Here's Aku, who had the foul trouble in the first half, and big miss there at the line. 14 of 21 now as a team is Grambling State.
And you can tell it's not Aku's strength at the free throw line, but he's such a valuable member to this lineup for Grambling State. You have to have him on the floor late. Is able to split the pair there, knocking down 1 to 2. And now we have a 4-point game as Grambling State will pick up their pressure, just token pressure, trying to slow down P.J. Henry, making him work to get the basketball across half court.
1 minute, 40 seconds to go in the championship. 53 to 49. Texas Southern with the lead. A step back 3, and it's Henry. He does it again. Monster 3-ball by the senior from Houston, P.J. Henry. Aku inside, and he is fouled. There's Chris Craig, who's underneath him, and he picks up his 3rd personal foul.
P.J. Henry started off this game 1 of 13 from the field. He has made his last 4 field goal attempts, 3 of those from beyond the three-point arc. And this last one, the most difficult of them all, the step back 3.
Money here in this second half as of late. 19 points for Henry. Aku with 1 more free throw. 5 rebounds for Henry as well. He hit the 4 threes, as you talked about. 5 of 7 at the free throw line. He leads all scorers in this game. Aku, 1 of 2. Walker the rebound. He almost throws it away. And it's Texas Southern that could use up some time here. With a 6-point lead coming up on 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. Gilliam being pressured to the corner, cross court. Henry thought about the 3. He's back over here now for Walker. The shot clock is at 2. Walker has to hoist it up, and he's fouled. Bailed out by Grambling State there on that one. And Christian picks up his 4th personal foul.
Great recognition by John Walker III, knowing the shot clock was going down, just to get downhill, do something, and try to make something happen for his team.
Timeout, Texas Southern.
As Walker III splits a pair of free throws, now a 7-point game. You've got a 3-possession game. Johnny Jones wants to talk it over with his team. How are they going to defend? And more importantly, who's going to be on the floor as he goes to the bench to get Craig back in the game? He wants his best defensive lineup on the floor right now, especially when you consider rebounding and making free throws can take his team to their 3rd consecutive NCAA tournament.
You go back on the other side here for Grambling State. They're 2 of 17 from 3-point range. Moten hit that big 3, and then he got fouled shooting a 3, and he made all 3 free throws. But that's not been their strong suit today. You get a quick 2 here, you got some time. You get 57.6.
You go quick 2, 57.6 remaining. You go quick, see if you can get a 2 now. If the defense helps, you kick it out. You try to get a good look at a 3. But if you can get the quick 2, you take it, and you play the foul game and put Texas Southern on the line. Force them to make free throws to close this out.
1 timeout left for Texas Southern, 2 for Grambling. Possession arrow favors Texas Southern. If we have a jump, 57.6 seconds remaining. Stay tuned. When we are done here, we'll get you to the MAC championship game between number 1 Iona and number 11 Marist. It is on right after us here today from Birmingham, Alabama. With a big basket here by Shondarius Coward.
Only took 5 seconds. That's perfect. Go get the quick 2. See if you get a trap. Or even better, you force Texas Southern to use that timeout to where they don't have any more. So now they're out of timeouts, putting that pressure on them to be able to inbound the basketball, not just now, but for the remainder of this game.
Corey, this has happened a couple of times today. They've had to use 2 of their timeouts as they couldn't get the ball in bounds. But like you just said, now they're out. 51.8 seconds remaining. 57 to 52, Texas Southern at the ACC championship game coming your way, 8:30 p.m. Duke and Virginia, and then tonight, late night, Arizona, UCLA for the Pac-12 title game.
And so many different teams will punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament today. And while we're here covering SWAC action, let me make sure I give a shout out to some ME action, which would be the MEAC Howard University going back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 31 years. Congratulations to my guy, Kenny Poopy Blakeney, and of course, my young fella, Jelani Williams, stepping up and making the big free throws, 20 points for him, saving his best for last.
So happy for Kenny Blakeney. Known him for a long time since his days back at the University of Delaware, and now to see him rise up, head coach, win the title. Excited for them. That's great news there. I was fortunate to do the ASUN championship game last weekend. Kennesaw State going to their first ever NCAA tournament with a win at home over Liberty. Now here you've got an opportunity if Grambling can somehow find a way. They're looking for their first ever NCAA tournament of all time in school history, but they're down by 5.
Believe it or not, I ran into Coach Abdur Rahim this morning. Talked to him at the hotel.
How great is that? What a rise that they had. Here we go in the backcourt. Henry. Can he break the pressure? He does. Gets it over with a couple seconds to spare. Gets it to Barnes. Barnes back up top for Gilliam.
Fortunate, and you've got to foul at this point. You've got to make sure you get the foul out. I think that was a good foul to foul Nicholas, as Gilliam is thinking to himself, why did I throw the basketball instead of taking the foul? Gilliam, a better free throw shooter, didn't want to give it up at that point. And continues to tap himself on the head as he puts a lesser free throw shooter at the line. But Nicholas steps up and knocks down the big one.
Carl Nicholas with 36.1 seconds left. It's a 6-point lead for Texas Southern. 18th title game appearance here in the SWAC.
Still a two-possession game right now.
Falling down, but getting the ball to Cowart. He misses and he's fouled.
Texas Southern foul number 24, John Walker III. His fourth foul.
Cowart attacking the basket, unable to get the finish, but now an opportunity to get two at the free throw line without time going off the clock, and allowing Grambling State to set up their pressure to see if they get a quick turnover or a foul.
Big shot there from Cowart. Carl Nicholas is out. Chris Craig is in. They got to get the ball in bounds. That's been an issue. Texas Southern, if Cowart hits this free throw, it'd be a 4-point game. Still a lot of time here. Not over yet. 28.1. It is a 4-point game. No timeouts remaining, remember, for Texas Southern. And it's going to be Barnes to put it in.
But you can't spend as much time to get that foul as they did on the last possession. So if they don't get the turnover after the initial trap, you're going to have to foul.
They do get it into Henry. Henry up to the midcourt line, and Gilliam is fouled.
But that's the way to play it. They did it the right way. And again, you've got Cameron Christian up on the ball, who's playing with 4 fouls. So if he's the guy that fouls, he's out of this game. And that's not necessarily what you want, simply because, hey, 4 points away, this could be an overtime game still. You want to have him available.
The 31st and 32nd free throw attempts coming up here for Texas Southern, as the foul was on Cowart, and he is fouled out of this game. Texas Southern feeling it. A team as the 2-time defending champions. They were the 8th seed in this year's tournament. They barely made it in. They lost the final 3 games of the regular season. But they have the experience. They've been in this position before. Coach Jones and his group, they knocked off the #1 seed in Alcorn State by 4, then Alabama A&M by 13. Here they are now, 21.9 away from making it a three-peat, 60-54. Moten to the hole. No good. Tipped up and in, though, by Aku. Timeout, Grambling State. All right, Corey.
I like the attack. Get the quick 2. I'm okay with that. You set up your pressure, see if you can get a trap. But at some point, you're going to have to start firing the threes. Down 6. You got to start taking those shots that mean a little more. And I'm all for getting the quick 2s, but now with 15.5 remaining, you're going to have to make some 3-point shots to make this a game.
It's been Henry that's come to the ball to retrieve it inbounds for Texas Southern the last couple of possessions. You ever think about not putting a guy on the ball, the guy throwing it out of bounds, and trying to get a couple on Henry to force him from trying to get it into him?
You can do that, but the reality behind it is now you leave someone else with one-on-one coverage, and there's no pressure on that basketball, so it makes an easy pass to be able to get it to Gilliam.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, at this point, you're not even concerned about advancing the ball as much as you are getting into the hands of your best free throw shooters. If you take it away from Henry, Gilliam will get the basketball, and he's the guy who's shown that he can step up and knock down free throws during this time of the game.
No timeouts left for Texas Southern. 1 left for Grambling. 15.5 remaining. Barnes to put it in. Quickly coming up to meet the ball is Gilliam. Yep.
And you see exactly what happens. You take the guy off the basketball, but now you have Aku trying to guard Gilliam, and that's just a mismatch. Gilliam easily gets to the basketball and now goes to the free throw line with an opportunity to make this a 6-point game once again.
23 of 32 at the free throw line for Texas Southern today. 72%.
And if anyone looks at the numbers, the free throw numbers, and they think that they're skewed, Texas Southern earned each and every one of these free throws throughout this game. They were quicker to the basketball. They played with more effort. They attacked the basket early. They were the more aggressive team in the first half. Grambling State matched that aggressiveness in the second half, but they spotted Texas Southern such a big lead.
They tied the game a couple of times. They did not lead, though, in this game at all. And here's a three-ball Moten that is off the rim. No, it's tapped around. Grambling State comes up with it, missing on the rebound. The follow by Munford is good. But with just 3.6 seconds to go, they inbound. Gilliam hoists it in the air, and that's it. It's a three-peat for Texas Southern, the first number 8 seed to win the SWAC championship, earning their third consecutive NCAA tournament appearance.